The Ugly Duckling by Hans Christian Andersen. The countryside was truly beautiful. It was summer. The wheat was golden and the oats were green. Hay was stacked in heaps on the green meadows. And the stork stalked about on his long red legs, chattering away in Egyptian. This was a language he had learned from his mother. Around the fields and meadows lay great forests. And in the forests were deep ponds. Yes, the countryside was indeed beautiful. And the sun shone warmly upon an old manor house, which was surrounded by deep canals. From the walls down to the water's edge grew large burdock leaves. The largest leaves were so tall that a child could stand upright beneath them. It was as wild there as in the deepest forest. Here a duck had made her nest, and she was sitting on her eggs waiting for her young brood to hatch. But she was growing tired and visits were few and far between. The other ducks preferred swimming on the canals rather than waddle under the burdock leaves to gossip with her. At last, one egg after another began to crack. Pip, pip, went the shells. The yolks had all turned into little creatures. Out came their heads one after the other.
Quack, quack,
said the mother duck, and the ducklings answered quack, quack as loudly as they could. They peered about them from under the green leaves. Their mother let them look as much as they liked, for green is good for the eyes. What a great world it is, said the young ones. Truly, the world was much bigger than when they were still inside their eggs.
You think this is the whole world?
Said the mother.
This stretches far beyond the garden, right into the parson's field. But that's still a long way off. I've never been there myself. Are you all here?
She rose to her feet.
No, not yet. One big egg still lies unbroken. That large one hasn't moved a bit. How much longer must I wait? It's beginning to weary me.
And she sat down again.
Well, how are things going?
Asked an old duck who had come to pay her a call.
This last egg takes far too long,
said the mother duck.
It simply won't break. Look at the others.
They are the prettiest ducklings you ever saw.
They're all the image of their father, though that rascal never once came to visit me.
Let me see that stubborn egg,
said the old duck.
Believe me, it's a turkey's egg. I once made the same mistake, and oh, the trouble I had with the young ones. They were afraid of the water. I could never coax them to try. No matter how I scolded or pleaded, it was useless. Let me see the egg. Yes, indeed, it's a turkey's egg. Leave it be and teach the others to swim.
I'll just sit on it a little longer,
said the mother duck.
I've been here so long, a few more days won't hurt.
Suit yourself then,
said the old duck. And off she waddled. At last, the large egg cracked. Pip,
Pip.
cried the new little one as he struggled out. He was big and ugly. The mother duck looked at him closely.
This duckling is frightfully large,
she said.
None of the others look like him, but he's certainly not a turkey chick. Well, we'll soon find out. Into the water he must go, even if I have to kick him in myself.
The next day was sunny and beautiful. The sun shone on the green burdock leaves. The mother duck led all her children to the stream. Splash! She jumped into the water. Quack! Quack! She called, and one by one the ducklings jumped in after her. The water covered their heads, but they popped up immediately and swam beautifully. Their little legs paddled nimbly. All of them swam. Even the ugly grey little one joined in.
Well, he is not a turkey chick. If you look at him closely, he is actually quite handsome,
she said.
Look how skillfully he paddles, and how steady he floats. He is my own child. Quack! Quack! Come along with me. I will show you the wide world and introduce you to the farm. But you must stay close, or others may step on you. Watch out for the cat, too.
So they arrived at the farm, where a dreadful commotion arose because two families were fighting over an eelhead, which the cat snatched away.
See, this is what the world is like,
Said the mother duck, drooling a little herself, for she too wanted the eelhead.
Now use your legs.
She said,
Be alert. If you see an old female duck there, bow your head, for she is the most respected duck here. She has Spanish blood and is very plump. See the red ribbon on her leg? That is a remarkable honour, the greatest a duck can receive. Stand tall, do not tuck your legs in. A well-bred duck always shows its legs, like father and mother. Now, bow your heads and say quack.
Other ducks watched and said loudly,
Look! Another batch of guests come to eat, as if our numbers were not enough. Ugh, look at that ugly little duck. We can't stand it.
Immediately a duck flew over and pecked him on the neck.
Leave him alone,
Said the mother.
he harms no one.
True, but he is too big, too different, so he must be beaten.
That mother duck's children are all beautiful, all except one. What a pity.
That cannot be, madam.
Replied the mother duck.
He may be ugly, but he has a good temper. In swimming, he is no worse than the others. I can even say he swims better than most. I think he will grow beautiful gradually, or perhaps, at the right time, he may shrink a little. He lay in the egg too long, so his appearance is a bit unnatural. Besides, he is a drake, so it matters less. I think he is strong, and will find his own way in life.
This was the situation on the first day. Each day after that grew worse. Everyone tried to drive away the poor little duck. Even his own brothers and sisters grew angry with him. They constantly said, "You ugly monster, I hope the cat catches you." Even his mother said,
I wish you would go far away.
The ducks pecked him, the chickens struck him, and the maid who fed them kicked him with her foot. So he flew over the fence and ran away. The little birds in the bushes flew up in panic as soon as they saw him.
I am too ugly,
Thought the little duck. He closed his eyes and kept running. He ran in one breath to a swamp inhabited by wild ducks. He lay there all night, exhausted and disheartened. At dawn, the wild ducks flew up and looked at their new visitor. "Who are you?" they asked. The little duck turned this way and that, bowing respectfully to everyone. "You are terribly ugly," said the wild ducks. "But as long as you don't marry any of our kind, it doesn't matter to us." Poor little thing. He never thought about marriage. He only wished for permission to lie among the reeds and drink a little swamp water. He lay there for 2 full days. Then 2 geese, actually 2 gander, flew over. They had only recently hatched themselves and were very playful.
Listen, friend, they said. You're adorably ugly. Even I can't help liking you. Why not become a migratory bird and fly with us? There's another swamp nearby full of lively and lovely geese. They are all young ladies and say, honk. You, being so ugly, might try your luck there.
Bang, bang. Shots rang through the sky. The 2 ganders fell into the reeds, dead, turning the water red. The whole flock of geese rose from the reeds and more gunshots followed. It turned out there was a large-scale hunt. Hunters lay in ambush around the swamp. Some even perched on branches above the reeds. Blue smoke spread like clouds over the black trees, drifting slowly across the water. The hunting dogs splashed through the mud, pushing the reeds and rushes aside. For the poor little duck, it was terrifying. He tucked his head under his wing.
But at that moment, a terrifying big hunting dog stood right beside the little duck. Its tongue hung long from its mouth and its eyes glowed with a menacing light. It pressed its nose against the little duck, baring its sharp teeth. But splash, splash, it ran away without catching him.
Ah, thank heavens!
Sighed the little duck.
Even a hunting dog doesn't want to bite me because I'm ugly.
He lay down quietly. Gunshots still rang through the reeds, one bullet after another. As darkness fell, the surroundings finally quieted. Yet the poor little duck dared not get up. He waited for several hours before daring to peek around. Then he ran hurriedly out of the swamp, sprinting across the fields and pastures. A gust of wind blew, making it very difficult for him to run. By nightfall, he reached a shabby farmhouse. It was so dilapidated that it seemed unsure which way it should fall, so it stayed upright. The wind howled fiercely around the little duck, so he sat facing it. It blew harder and harder. He saw that one hinge on the door was loose, the door crooked, and he could slip through the gap, so he went inside. Inside the house lived an old woman, her cat, and a hen. She called the cat Little Sun. He could arch his back high and meow. Sparks could even fly from his fur, but only if stroked backward. The hen had short, tiny legs, so she was called Short-Legged Chicken. She laid good eggs, and the old woman loved her as if she were her own child. The next morning, people immediately noticed the mysterious little duck. The cat began to meow, and the hen clucked loudly.
"What is going on?"
said the old woman, looking around. But her eyesight was poor, so she thought the little duck was a fat duck who had lost his way.
"What a stroke of luck,"
she said.
"Now I can have duck eggs. I just hope he isn't a drake. We need to find out."
Thus, the little duck spent 3 weeks here being tested, yet he did not lay a single egg. The cat was the gentleman of the house, the hen the lady. So whenever they spoke, they would say, "We are the world." The little duck thought he might have a different opinion, but the hen could not tolerate it. "Can you lay eggs?" she asked.
No.
"Then please refrain from giving your opinion." Then the tomcat said,
"Can you arch your back, meow, and make sparks fly?"
No.
Then when sensible beings are speaking, you have no need to give your opinion.
The little duck sat in a corner, feeling very miserable. Then he remembered the fresh air and sunlight. He felt a strange longing. He wanted to swim in the water. At last, he could not hold it in any longer and had to tell the hen his secret.
"What are you thinking?"
asked the hen.
"You have nothing to do. That's why you have these strange ideas. If you just lay a few eggs or meow a little, these strange ideas of yours will disappear."
But how delightful it is to swim in the water!
Said the little duck.
To let the water cover your head and dive down, it is so wonderful!
"Yes, that must be delightful,"
said the hen.
"You are practically going mad. Go ask the cat. Of all my friends, he is the cleverest, Ask him if he likes swimming or diving. I will not speak for myself. Go ask your mistress, the old woman. There is no one smarter in the world. Do you think she wants to swim and let the water cover her head?
You do not understand me,
said the little duck.
Not understand you? Then who does? You are certainly not wiser than the cat or the mistress. I will not even mention myself. Child, do not think yourself important. You now receive care and should thank God. You are in a warm house, have some friends, and can learn a lot from them, right? Yet you are useless. It is not pleasant to be around you. Believe me, I speak these harsh words only to help you. Only this way will you know who your true friends are. You should learn to lay eggs, meow, or make sparks fly.
I think I should go out into the wide world,
said the little duck.
All right, go ahead,
said the hen. So the little duck set off. He swam on the water at times and dove under at others, yet, because of his ugliness, all the animals looked down on him. Autumn arrived. The leaves in the forest turned yellow and brown. The wind swept them up, carrying them through the cold air. Clouds hung low, heavy with hail and snow. Crows stood on the fences, shivering and cawing. Caw, caw! Yes, just imagining this scene makes one feel cold. Poor little duck had not a single comfortable moment. One evening, as the sun was setting beautifully, a group of magnificent birds flew out of the bushes. The little duck had never seen anything so beautiful. They were bright white with long, graceful necks. These were swans. They uttered a strange, melodious sound, spreading their beautiful long wings, flying from the cold regions to the warm lands towards the unfrozen lakes. They flew so high that the ugly little duck felt an indescribable excitement. He spun like a wheel on the water, stretching his neck up toward them, letting out a loud, strange cry which even frightened himself. Ah, he could never forget those beautiful birds, those happy birds. When he could no longer see them, he dived beneath the water. But when he came up again, he felt utterly empty. He did not know the names of these birds, nor where they were flying to. But he loved them, as he had never loved anything before. He did not envy them. How could he ever dream of being as beautiful as they were? If only the other ducks would let him live among them, he would have been content enough. Poor, ugly creature. Winter became very cold, extremely cold. The little duck had to swim constantly to prevent the water from freezing completely, yet the area he could swim in became smaller night by night. The ice cracked so loudly that people could hear it. The little duck had to keep moving his legs to prevent the water from freezing solid. Finally, he collapsed, lying motionless, stuck to the ice. Early in the morning, a farmer passed by. He saw the little duck, stepped on the ice with his clogs to break it, then picked him up and took him to his wife. Only then did the little duck gradually regain consciousness. The children all wanted to play with him, but the little duck thought they wanted to hurt him. Frightened, he jumped into the milk pan, splashing milk all over the room. The woman screamed and clapped her hands. At that, the little duck flew into the butter tub, then into the flour barrel, and finally crawled out again. Now he looked really a sight. The woman shrieked sharply and grabbed the fire tongs to strike him. The children crowded together, trying to catch the little duck. They laughed and shouted. Luckily, the door was open. He darted into the newly fallen snow of the bushes. There he lay, almost fainting. When the sun began to shine warmly again, he lay in the reeds of the marsh. The larks began to sing. It was a beautiful spring. Suddenly, he raised his wings. They flapped more powerfully than before, immediately lifting him into the air. Unconsciously, he had flown into a large garden. Apple trees were in bloom, lilacs exuded fragrance, and their long green branches hung over the winding stream. It was extremely beautiful, filled with the breath of spring. 3 beautiful white swans glided from the shade to face him. They floated lightly on the water, their feathers rustling. The little duck recognized these magnificent creatures, and he felt an indescribable sorrow in his heart.
I will fly to them, fly to these noble birds. But they will kill me, for I am so ugly to dare approach them. But it does not matter. Being killed by them would be better than being pecked by ducks, chased by hens, kicked by the farm's maid, and suffering through the winter.
So he flew into the water, swimming toward the beautiful swans. They saw him and immediately raised their feathers as they approached him.
Please, kill me,
said the poor creature. He lowered his head to the water, waiting for death. But in the clear water, he saw his own reflection. But it was no longer a clumsy, dark gray, ugly, and detestable duck. It was a swan. He now felt immense happiness for all the misfortunes and suffering he had endured. He clearly recognized that joy and beauty were now beckoning him. Many large swans swam around him, gently nuzzling him with their beaks. Several children came into the garden. They threw pieces of bread and grains onto the water. The smallest child shouted, "Look at the new swan!" Other children joyfully cried, "Yes, another new swan has come!" They clapped their hands, danced, and ran to their parents. They threw more bread and pastries into the water, while everyone said, "This newcomer is the most beautiful. So young, so lovely." The elder swans lowered their heads before him. He felt deeply embarrassed. He hid his head in his wings, not knowing what to do. He felt so happy, yet he was not proud at all, for a good heart is never proud. He remembered how he had been persecuted and mocked, and now he heard everyone saying he was the most beautiful among the birds. The lilacs hung their branches into the water before him. The sun shone warmly and pleasantly. He flapped his wings, stretched his long neck, and from his heart uttered a joyful sound.
When I was still an ugly little duck, I never dreamed of so much happiness.